Hello everyone. So today we'll be learning about the material control chapter. From that topic is issue of materials. So in the previous classes regarding the material control, we have learnt about purchase of materials, then after storing of materials, then after issue of materials. So under issue of materials, so we'll be having the pricing of material issues. So under pricing of materials, there are different methods, that is a Fifo method, LIFO method, then simple average and weighted average. So today we are going to learn about the Fifo method. So what is Fifo method? It is first in, first out method. So in the previous class I have explained that we will be having the department, right? We will be having the production department. Okay, so this production department, they need the materials, right? So materials from whom they will buy? They'll buy from the supplier. So once they get the material, what they do? They will be storing the materials. So after storing the material, it's time to start the production. So production department, what they do is they will be receiving the material from the stores. Okay, that is issue of the materials. Okay, so let us solve the sums with the help of this question. Just see the question here. The following is an extract of the record of receipts and issues of a chemical during March 2020. On 1st March 2020, opening balance was 300 units at rupees 20 per unit. Okay, so let us solve it together. So we have to mention here stores ledger account FIFO for March 2020 and mention all these description, code number, location code, unit, maximum level, minimum level, reorder quantity. If they given in the question, please mention that first. Okay. Then after we'll be having your date. Okay. Remember you have to go according to the dates. Okay. Ascending order you have to go here. Then after we'll be having your receipts. So receipts means the quantity which you have received from the supplier. Okay, in the question they'll be giving you how much you have received from the supplier, that quantity you have to write, and you have to write the rate. Then amount, just multiply quantity into rate will be the amount. The next column, that is issues. So issues means after receiving from the supplier, what you did, you have stored the material. Now it's then after you have distributed to the different departments. So whenever there is a issue, you have to write it under issue column. The last thing is about the balance. So how much it is remained in the stores, that will be written under balance column. So this is the format of the stores ledger. So we'll be following now a Fifo method. So first, what is the transaction here on 1st March 2020? So first you mention the date. Okay, so opening balance, it is 300 units. So under quantity you mention 300. So rate is given, it is 20 rupees per unit. So rate is 20. So what will be the amount? It will be 6,000. So this is the first transaction. Now see the next transaction on March 3rd. There is a issue of 150 units. So under which column you have to write? So whenever there is a issue, you have to write under issue columns. Okay. So under issue column, that is quantity is 150. So rate will be, so listen here, under Fifo method, you have to take whatever there in the first lot, that the rate will be, you have to take that rate. Okay, so here 150, rate is 20. So how much it will be? 3,000. Right. Now you should tell me, there were 300 quantity in your stores, you have issued 150. How much remained here? Remained is 150. So 150, rate is 20. Okay, amount will be 3,000. I hope it is clear to you. Next, on 4th, there is a issue of 100 units. Right. So under issue column, mention 100 units. Now what is the rate here? Rate available slot, it is only one price it is there, that is 20. So the 100 into 20 will be 2,000. So how much remained? Out of 150, 100 gone. That is remained is 50. Rate is 20. So it will be 1,000. I hope it is clear to you till here, because we had only one slots of the materials. Next, let us see on 10, received from supplier 200 units at rupees 19 per unit, right? So whenever there is a receipt, you have received some material from the supplier, we have to write it under receipt column. So mention the date. Okay, what is the quantity? Quantity is, it is 200, rate is 19. So 200 into 19 will be how much? 3800. Now question is how to write the balance. Okay, so under Fifo method, first see here the rate is different now. Here it is 20 rupees you have. The next slot it is how much you have? 19. So you can't write together. So under Fifo method, first you mention here which slot is available, that is 50, 20 and amount is 1000. This is a slot which was there in the store. What you did on 10th, you have purchased from the, you have received the material from the supplier. Okay, again what happened, one more slot you have to mention here, that is 200, rate is 19, amount will be 3800. I hope it is clear to you till here. See, till now we had only the issue, so only one slot was there, so directly you have given here. Okay, on 10th you have received material from the supplier, that's why we have to write again one more slot, that is 200, rate is 19 and amount will be 3800. Okay, after 10th, see here there is a 16th date. Okay, listen carefully, you have to see the adjustment also. So on March 14th, returned from manufacturing department to stores 15 units. So go according to the date wise. Okay, so on 14th, returned from manufacturing department. Now you may get confused whether I should write it in the receipt or whether I should write it in the issues. Listen students, listen carefully. Always we will be receiving material from the suppliers, right? Then after what we'll do? We will be issuing to the departments, right? So department if you issue, it will be the, and it will come under issue column. Now what it is? Returned from manufacturing department to stores. It means whatever we have issued to the departments, they have sent it back. Got it? So you have received some material. So whenever there is a return from manufacturing department to stores, so you have to write it under receipt column. I hope it is clear to you. Now mention the units here. Okay, units how much? 15. Now question is which one I should take? Which price I should take? Right, because there is a two pricing is available. That is, one is 20. Here you have 19. Which one I should take? So this is which method? Fifo method. So you can see here also, see how much, what is the rate which we have issued, that is 20 rupees. So take here 20. Whatever we have issued, that department sent us back. Okay, that is return from manufacturing department to stores 15 units. So how much it will be? 15 into 20, it will be 300. I hope it is clear to you. Right. Now while writing the slot, where you have to mention? You have to mention at last. Okay. First you mention the available balance, that is 50 quantity, rate is 20, amount will be 1000. That is the first slot. Second slot it is 200, rate is 19, amount will be 3800. Now again we have received, I mean we have written in the receipt column now. So again mention the units, that is, one second, wait one second, I'm scrolling here, that is 15, rate is 20, will be 300. I hope it is clear to you till here. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, let us see the next transaction. That is, on 16th, there is a issue of 65 units. there is a issue. So write it under issue column. Okay, issue column, it is over here. I have mentioned here. Okay, that is total we want is 65. I have mentioned here. Listen carefully. 65 we want. Now see the slots here. How many slots we have? We have 3 slots. And the first it is 50 units. Second is it is 200 units. Third it is 15 units. Right. How much we have to issue? 65. Okay. We have to issue 65. Okay. Now see the slots here. So this is Fifo method. Take from the first. That is first in, first out. Okay. So from this slot. Okay. See this particular column. Okay. That is first we have given 50. Rate is 20. Amount will be 1000. See total we have to issue 65. From first slot we have given 50. So how much still we have to issue? We have to issue 15, right? Total ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿದ್ದು 65. Okay, that is from first slot we have given 50. From second slot out of 200 we have given 15. Okay, rate will be how much? Rate will be 19. So it will be 285. I hope it is clear to you till here. Okay, now you have to write the balance. Now how to write the balance here? Listen carefully. First there were 3 slots. Out of that first slot gone. Okay, we have issued to the departments. Then from the second slot out of 200 we have given how much? We have given 15. So how much remained? So remaining slots is 175. Correct. So 175 it's remain. Rate is 19. So amount will be 3,325. I hope it is clear to you. See, from 200, 15 is given, remained is 175. What about this 15? Whether we have used it? We have not used it, right? Only we have used first slot. Then from second slot we have given 15. That's why remained is 175. Okay, one more slot. It is 15. Rate is 20. Quantity, amount is 300. I hope it is clear to you till here because this slot we have not used now. So that's why we have to write it again. I hope you understood the Fifo method till here. Okay. Now let us see the next transaction. After 16th we have 20, but adjustment you have on 18th March revealed a shortage of 10 units. So whenever there is a shortage, okay, shortage means it is a issue. There is a loss of some units. Okay, so under issue column, mention the units, that is 15. There is a shortage of 15. Now, what rate you have to take? What is the rate here? 19. So 15 into 19 will be 285. So from the first lot only, from 175 deduct 15. How much it will be? I think some mistake happened here. Let me check once. Okay, here now, here it is 185. Okay, 185. Here 19. Here 35. 15. Oh, note the changes here. See here, out of 200, 15 gone now, so it will be 185, right? I have made some mistake. Please rectify it. That is 200 minus 15 will be 175. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, out of 185, 15 gone. How much remained? That is one second. See, there is a shortage of 10 units. Sorry, there is a shortage of 10 units. Okay. So 185 minus 10 will be 175. Rate will be 19. So balance will be, that is amount will be this much. I hope it is clear to you. I'll repeat once again, students. I made some mistake here. On 18th March revealed a shortage of 10 units. I have written here 15 now. So make a changes, that is 10 units. So remaining is 175. And one more slot 15. Here it is 20. Here it will be 300. I hope it is clear to you, students. If you all have any doubts, please let me know. Okay. Okay. Next, let us see on 20th received from supplier. So we have received from supplier 240 units at rupees 22 per unit. So write it under receipt column. On 20th 240, rate is 22, amount will be 5,280. Okay, now mention the previous lots, that is 175, rate is 19, then 3,325. This is the first lot. Mention the second slot, that is 15, rate is 19. Sorry, rate is 20. Sorry. So rate is 20. Here it is 300. I hope it is clear to you. Now the last slot which we have received 240, rate is 22, amount is 5,280. I hope it is clear to you, students, still here. Okay, next. On 24th, return to supplier 20 units out of purchase of 20th March. Okay, now what we did? On 24th, whatever we have purchased from the supplier, we have returned it. Now tell me where I have to write. Should I write it in the receipt column or should I write it in the issue column? So issue column, right? So if you received material, you have to write it under receipt column. So you have returned it. So whenever there is a return, you have to write it under issue column. Here they have mentioned specifically, that is on 20th March. That is whatever we have purchased on 20th now, that is returned. How much quantity? They have mentioned here. We have returned 20 units. Take the 20 units. Now price of that is 22. multiply 440. So this is the answer. Now please write the balance. Now listen carefully, students. 240 we have purchased from the supplier, right? We have received from the supplier. 20 we have returned. How much remained? 240 minus 20 will be how much? 220, right? That is from the third slot. Got it? From the third slot, it is reduced. Quantity is reduced because we have returned it. Okay, so from the first slot, no changes. Same thing you write. Then from the next slot, one second. I hope it is visible to you. From the first slot, 175. From the second slot, same thing, no changes. What about the third slot? We had 240. From 240 we have returned 20. So what it means? How much remained? 220. I hope it is clear to you why we have taken this slot, because from that slot we have returned the material. I have mentioned specifically the date. So rate is 22. So it will be 4840. I hope it is clear to you, students, still here. Okay, let us move to the next date. That is on 25th we have purchased 100 units at rupees 24 per unit. Okay, we have purchased, write it under receipt column. We have purchased 100, rate is 24, and what is the amount? 2400. So mention all the balances. 175, 19, 'I'm writing here. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. So we have purchased it. We have received it. Okay, here one extra slot will be added, that is 100 units. Rate is 24. So it will be 2400. I hope it is clear to you, students. Okay, let us see the next. That is on 26, there is a issue of 180. Okay, there is a issue of 180 units. Now tell me how to give this 180. First, from the first slot you have to give 175. Then from the second slot how much we have to give? 5 units, right? Okay, 180 kodlikitadu from the first slot 175. Still how much we require? We have to give 5. That is from the second slot. So what is the remaining slots? Out of 15, see 175 is given. Okay, slot is given fully. Then after we have given 15th slot. Okay, from 15th we have given 5 kg, 5 units. So mention here the rates 19 here. Second slot rate is 20. I'll mention the amount here 3325. Here it is 100. Okay. Now, what is the balance remained? 175 slot is given. Out of 15, 5 is given. What is the balance? 10. Okay, 10. Rate is 20. So it will be here 200. Then one more slot 220. One more slot 100. I hope it is clear to you. People, if you have any doubts, please do ask. Mention the amount also. Okay. The last transaction, there is a surplus. So whenever there is a surplus, please write it under receipt column.